is the high spec. VU3SRE. Okay, one station VU3SRE. Any others, please? No other station calls. So VU2SRE, please stand by. We'll start the technical discussion now. Ganesh, please go ahead, please. VU2TS, VU2TS with the group. VU2TS and the group from VU2 Sierra. Very good morning to all the students once again. But who was the last check-in for that? That was the 2RM or something. Who was the last check-in? Sierra Romeo Echo. VU3 Sierra Romeo Echo was the station. Over. VU3SRE. Very good morning to him also. And please do stand by. We don't have the other stations, VU2MTK and Echo Tango Sierra this morning. Thank you, sir. Still on that. They will not yet checked in. Over. Let's see how the copy is in Bangalore. VU2MUD from VU2TS. Over.
S3 on the meter and loud and clear, Ganesh. Very good morning to you.
Yeah, very good morning to you too, Madhu, once again. Please to stand by. And we have the following stations on frequency just now. VU2 Bravo X-ray, Echo Papa Zulu, Juliet Lima, and VU3SRE. We see if Jagan is still copying us. VU2 Juliet Lima, VU2 Tango Sierra. Good morning to Tony Lima. Morning to you. I get the 2 to 3 segments here, but there's no problem at all. So very nice meeting you, Ganesh. You will put it back to VU2 Tango Sierra. Please take it VU2 Juliet Lima, the boat standing by. Fine, Jagan. VU2 Juliet Lima from VU2 Tango Sierra. Very fine indeed. Do please stand by. It is VU2 Tango Sierra on the Mysuru repeater VU2 Tango Romeo Echo for the tech talk this morning, Sunday, 5th of April. We have the subject as Meteor scatter communications, and we will continue with that just now. To most hams, Meteor scatter is an obscure mode, not very popular now, and modern seems rather complicated. On the contrary, it is quite interesting and educational. You can imagine talking to someone on VHF 1,000 kilometers away, using only a meteor trail as a reflective medium for your signals. To some, it may sound like science fiction. Recently, meteor scatter, it is also known as meteor burst communication, was indeed a bit difficult as we needed to use high-speed CW. And don't imagine that it is our QRQ, 30-40 words per minute or so, used on HF bands. For meteor scatter, we are talking about unheard of speeds like 200 words per minute and above. I have heard some operators use 1000 words per minute CW. So the signal, say your call sign, will just be a fraction of a second burst. That's all. The reason for such speed is that the meteor trail lasts only for a few seconds. But at such speed, even a half a second burst will carry at least 50 letters or 10 words, which is quite sufficient for communications like your call sign and the report. Talking about speeds, code speeds, it might be of interest for you to know that a stateside ham, Kilo 7, Quebec Oscar, I repeat, Kilo 7, Quebec Oscar, name is Chuck Adams. He is able to copy CW at 140 words per minute, believe it or not. So this must be a world record. 140 words per minute he copies CW. Okay, that apart. Back to the meteor scatter. Even right, no one can copy such speed. So the stations use computers to record the incoming burst and play them back at slow speed to copy the data. Of course, it's not as easy as it sounds. There are problems, like your rig may not be able to handle at these speeds. And then when the received signal is played back slowly, the tone can become very low, very, very low. You audio up converter. Now that makes it a little complicated. Now with all this, it would take hours to make one QSO on Meteor scatter. Now you know why it's not very popular, actually. Thanks to the new mode FT8, I'm sure you're all familiar with the new mode FT8, Meteor scatter communication is a lot easier. A new program by Joe K1JT 01 Tango uses an encoding scheme called FSK441, Foxtrot Sierra Kilo 441, to do high-speed Meteor scatter operation. An added bonus is knowledge of CW is not required. I'm sure this will please a lot of hands, actually. I take a report from Bharat and others just to see if the copy is all okay. VU2 Bravo Delta X-ray in the group, VU2 Tango Sierra.
Tango Sierra, VU2TS returning. Audio is clear, Ganesh, but only slight crackling noise and occasional breaks in between, but very short breaks. Otherwise, it's okay. VU2TS, VU2TS with the group.
Keeping strong in Bangalore also, Ganesh, continue.
The report, because the signal on the repeater was coming down last week, place 3. Right now it is 7, so everything seems to be okay. Okay, let's continue. As we are all aware, the HF signals are refracted by the ionosphere, enabling global communications. Yes, contrary to popular belief, signals are not reflected, they are refracted. I've seen many textbooks mention that signals are reflected from the ionosphere, so I just have to make this mention. Chef and UHF signals do not propagate in the same manner as they simply pass through the ionosphere and escape into space. But first, we need to know something about meteors. Sorry, this mode is educational. Most textbooks define a meteor as a small body of matter from outer space that enters the Earth's atmosphere and becomes incandescent as a result of the friction and appears as a streak of light in the sky. Again, in actual fact, meteors do not burn up because of the friction, though all the textbooks mention that. They do not burn up due to friction in the atmosphere. What happens is, a meteor moving through the vacuum of space typically travels at speeds reaching tens of thousands of kilometers per hour, as we will see later. When the meteor hits the atmosphere, the air in front of it compresses suddenly. And you may be aware that any gas is compressed, the temperature goes up. It heats up. Now this causes the meteor to begin glowing, and then shortly it ignites and burns until there is nothing left, as it is moving in the atmosphere. And the temperature at that time can reach as high as 2000 degrees Celsius. Now this is the streak of light we see sometimes in the night sky, and is commonly known as a shooting star. But as radio amateurs, we need to use the appropriate terminology when we talk about meteors. There is some confusion as to the names of these shooting stars. The small objects, rocks and particles of dust that are orbiting the Earth are known as meteoroids. Like Echo Tango Echo, Oscar Romeo Oscar India Delta Sierra meteoroid. The main sources be the remnant from the dust that formed the solar system 4.5 billion years ago. Other sources are the fragments of asteroids broken off in collisions. Also, when Earth passes through a stream of small particles left behind by a passing comet, it can cause a shower of meteors arriving from the same location in the sky. Now, when a meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere and burns, it is known as a meteor. Now, we see the difference. The dust particle or small rocks that are orbiting the Earth or orbiting the Sun, they are known as asteroids. Orbiting the Earth, they are known as meteoroids. But when they enter the atmosphere and begin to burn, it is known as a meteor. So when we see a streak in the night sky, it is a meteor. Sometimes we see extremely bright streaks lasting for a couple of seconds. This is known as a just a couple of meters across. Some of them are big enough not to get burnt completely, and so the unburnt portion falls to the surface of the Earth due to gravity. Now this is known as a meteorite. Mike Echo, Tango Echo, Oscar, Romeo India, Tango Echo, meteorite. Years ago, a meteorite fell on my rooftop and broke a tile here in Meteor Hills. I promptly went out and collected it. Some of you might have seen that in my collection, actually. So remember, there are three names for this phenomenon. A meteoroid enters the Earth's atmosphere and burns up as a meteor. And when it does not burn completely, the balance, that the remnant, falls to Earth as a meteorite. For your information, astronomers believe that about 25 million meteoroids enter the Earth's atmosphere every day, and the total weight of the meteorites settling on the surface of the Earth is estimated to be 1,000,000 kilograms every day. Of course, the estimates vary from researcher to researcher. Quite a lot, and you know why there's a good chance of having meteorite scatter communications, because there are so many meteors entering the Earth's atmosphere every day. Now, these meteors entering the atmosphere are two types. Those that are associated with meteor showers at a particular time of the year. Each month, there is one shower or the other. Two, sporadic meteors, those that enter the atmosphere all the time, that are known as sporadic meteors. If you keep observing the sky for a couple of hours any night, you are sure to see one meteor or two. Now, this X-ray from VU2TRE share over a break.
Yes, VU2TS. Yeah, coming in here, let's check with Madhu how he's getting the report, and then we can start. VU2TS for your report, please.
Yeah, going strong, Ganesh. Interesting. Continue.
Okay, fine. So, when a meteoroid enters Earth's atmosphere and begins to burn, it leaves a trail behind. Because it's moving so fast, and we see the trail as a streak of blue light. Now, this trail ionizes the air in the region, and so it refracts the radio signal. The streak of light may last for a fraction of a second, but the ionized trail lasts for a couple of seconds. As you can see now, the larger the meteor, the longer is the ionized trail. These ionized trails can be hundreds of kilometers long and typically occur at altitudes between 80 and 100 kilometers up, and the refraction can return the signal to Earth to reach locations up to 2,000 kilometers away from the transmitting station, resulting in a successful long-distance VHF meteor scatter communication. So the science behind the meteors. The Earth is orbiting the Sun at 30 kilometers per second, which translates to 108,000 kilometers per hour. That's very fast. And it takes 1 year to complete one orbit. The mean speed of the meteoroid orbiting the Earth is 40 kilometers per second. That's the reason why they don't fall. They keep orbiting the Earth because it's faster than what is required to fall. Orbital mechanics say that at a certain altitude, we require a certain certain speed to continue orbiting an object. So the mean speed of meteorite is 40 kilometers per second, or 1,44,000 kilometers per hour. And they can approach Earth head-on, that is coming in the opposite direction of the Earth's orbit, or from behind the Earth, following the Earth the same direction as Earth's orbit. How big the follow that? So in the former case, the meteors are moving at 70 kilometers per second. That is, the speed of the meteorite plus the speed of the Earth added. It becomes 70 kilometers per second. And in the latter case, only 10 kilometers per second, because the speed of the meteorite minus the speed of the Earth. So it's only the faster moving meteors that ignite when entering the atmosphere. So more meteors are seen after midnight because the ground on which you stand is facing the direction of its the sunrise. This is useful information even if you simply want to enjoy watching the meteor. Typical meteor scatter communication is carried out in a number of steps. The transmitting station will send out a probe signal. Typically, it takes its call sign. A meteor trail will appear at some point that enables the transmitter's probe signal to be sent back to Earth, so it is received by the receiving station. Now, the receiving station will decode the signal and it will in turn transmit back a signal in response. This signal is in turn checked and confirmed by the transmitting station. A link is established between the two stations. Almost like it's much like packet radio that we are familiar with. Once upon a time, we used to use packet radio. So once the link has been established and verified, the data can be exchanged in either or both directions. Data is transmitted at high speed and also with constant error checks, as the link only will be able to support communications for a few tenths of a second, milliseconds maybe. After this point, the diffusion of the Meteor trail will reduce and the ion density to a point where it will not refract the signals anymore and the link is lost. Then, the transmitting station begins to transmit the probe signal once again, searching for a Meteor trail that will be able to support communication and continue the communication. It is not easy like we are talking on the VHF. It's pretty difficult, but it's a challenge, Like I said earlier, using low power on VHF and talking to stations 2,000 kilometers across is a challenge really. So radio amateurs make use of meteor scatter as a mode of propagation, quite popular in Europe and the US. Often, contacts are on set, a specific time and frequency. Alternatively, when meteor showers are predicted, special calling frequencies will be used. Normally, high-gain directive antennas are used to enable a sufficient signal-to-noise ratio. Third, meteor scatter QSO and probably even make a few QSOs yourself. I believe we can operate only on FM on 6 meters, but if you can always ask for special permission from the WPC for meteor scatter operation, I am sure. The 6-meter band being the border between HF and VHF, the signals on this band have the characteristics of both HF and VHF signals. When there is a sufficiently strong ionization, the 50 MHz signals are refracted successfully to turn to Earth. So we can have a worldwide QSO on 50 MHz. In fact, my friend Raj, most of you know him, VU2TRE, VU2TRE. He has obtained a DXCC on 6 meters. I'm sure there are others also with such achievements. if you're just monitoring, you need to listen with the antenna in various directions. If you have a rig that can feed 50 watts into a directional antenna, then that will be enough to start with. Of course, if you have a lower power, you need a higher gain antenna. If you do not have 6 meters band on your rig, then you can use 2 meters, but you need an on-mode rig to be on USB, and you can listen on 144, 200 USB, the calling frequency. I repeat, 144 decibel 200, the calling frequency for meteor scanner. K144 divides each minute into 4 parts, 15 seconds each. During the QSO, it transmits for 15 seconds and listens for 15 seconds. The best time to listen for a meteor scatter is after midnight, as I said earlier, right up to sunrise, and sometimes even later. If you're the early to bed type, around 4 a.m. is just about okay, and you can continue till sunrise. As I pointed out earlier, strong, lengthy ionization happens when meteors are arriving head-on, and that is always well after midnight. Meteor signals sound like brief increase in the background noise, almost. After the background noise of the receiver, the signal pops up again 9 or less for a short period, like 1 second or less, and then it fades away fast. Sometimes the bursts are a few seconds long. You may be lucky enough to make a QSO in one burst, but you have a better chance of making several QSO during a meteor storm. These are regular annual phenomena. Each hour is assigned the name of the constellation from which a meteor appears to arrive. This area is known as the radian, Romeo Alpha Delta India Alpha November, radian. There is much activity during meteor showers as Earth passes through particularly dense trails of comet debris. There are 12 meteor showers throughout the year, but here are some 6 more popular ones. December, January, we have Quadrant. The radian constellation is VU2TS constellation. And then April, we have Lyric, and this is related to comet Thatcher, and this appears to come from the constellation Lyra. In August, we have Perseid. This is related to comet Swift Tuttle, radian related to Perseus. And in October, we have Orion. This is from the Halley's comet, famous Halley's comet. The radian constellation is Orion. Leon is in November, related to Tuttle comet. The constellation is Leo. Gemini is in December, comet Phaethon, radian constellation is Gemini. It has nothing to do with the constellation at all. The constellations are far away, light years away. It appears to come from that direction, so easy for recognition. That's the reason why the constellation name is given, like Perseid, Orionis, Leonis, etc. Finally, if you're already a QRV on FT8, then MSK144 will not be difficult for you, as this goes through the same sequence as FT8 QSO. Usually, a single ping is not enough to complete a QSO. It may take 3 or 4 pings for the QSO. So, good luck to you. See you on screen someday. V2 Tango Sierra on V2 Tango Romeo Echo, the Mysuru repeater. Over to you, V2 Bravo Delta Action.
Tango Sierra, V2TS returning. Signal coming in through very clearly, Ganesh. And any stations that would like to check in and mark their attendance, please? No, none at present. V2TS, V2TS.
Right there. I'm looking for Salim, who checked in last week, remember, but not time just now. Salim from Calicut. I'm looking for him. He had a question last week. I was not ready to give it why, so I thought I can give him the proper answer today. Anyway, we'll see if his report goes up in case he checks in from Calicut. Questions, please. I'd love to have any question. I'll see if we can answer that. I'll pass it on one by one and we get to MUD from VU2TS.
A fantastic talk, Ganesh. No questions as of now. Probably may come up with something as the discussion goes on. Main thing is, no, I got distracted there. Anyway, I'll come back to you, Ganesh. Nothing as of now. V2 Tango Sierra, V2 MUD.
Fine, Madhu. Thanks for that. V2 Echo Papa Zulu. from VU2TRE. Yeah, good morning, Ganesh. Most interesting subject for me, astronomy. Yeah, I have a question. This meteor, composition of the meteor, is it of the same of the minerals we find in the Earth, or is it something else, Ganesh? VU2TS to VU2TS over? Fine, Harsha. Yeah, the composition is the same. In fact, the meteorite that fell on my house, I was thinking for some time without knowing exactly what it was. So once when I visited Bangalore, I went to the metallurgy department there. There is one office, Government of India Metallurgy, whatever. I forgot the exact title now. They're on the race course road, next to the race course. So I went to the office, took my sample with me, and with my various people. I'm an engineer, finally, what's the problem? So I told him, and I explained to him that I have this meteor. He didn't believe it. He said, no, they don't fall like that. It's crazy. They don't know that meteors fall on the earth. As I just mentioned, millions of them fall on the earth every day. So I was quite disappointed. Actually, a friend of mine came from US, American, from Kansas, and he happened to be a meteorologist. So I asked him, I showed the sample to him, and he said, yes, it's a very common rock. Chondrite, they call it chondrite, and carbon content little high, and it's known as the chondrite. It's popularly known as chondrite. It's available almost everywhere on Earth. So there are no rare specimens coming in. Harsha, you were there? Yeah, correct. That's good info. And I wanted to know whether does it have does it get the same metallic minerals in the meteorite and any more? It is not just rock. It contains manganese, it contains iron, and most of the metals that are found on Earth also occur. That's great news. You have to tell the people that you can mine gold also in the future if you develop the space technology. I think in that way they will fund the space technology. You have to interject to VU2TS over. So fast, gold is a very heavy metal, heavy element. So what you find in meteors is usually the light elements like iron, nickel, and the rest of it. They're called the base metals. Okay, so don't be too happy. Collect the meter of the gold, child. Okay, let's see now. VU2Juliet Lima, did you copy all the okay, please over? Okay, VU2Juliet Lima here. VU2Juliet and the group is VU2Juliet Lima. Very, very interesting topic, Ganesh. Thank you very much. You to me. And so I'll put it back to you. VU2Juliet. Thank you, Jagan. Thank you for telling me, and I'm glad that you're still copying us, okay? Very fine indeed. VU3SRE, are you still there, please? VU2TRE.
So Tango Sierra, VU3SRE. Very good morning, Ganesh, and thanks for the nice interesting news. No questions, Ganesh. Topic 5 and 3 to 4 is good for repeater. Also,